clearly know the answer to because I'm so excited about SCORE. I just want you to tell people a little bit about SCORE, about what you do, about the amazing workshops. Why should people visit SCORE?
Well, SCORE is a great opportunity to take advantage of the 100 different
Mm,
volunteers that really want your business to be successful.
yes.
And so you want to go and visit SCORE so that you can tap in to the knowledge of all these different mentors and how
Mm,
they can help you be successful.
I love it. I love it. Let's talk about the workshops that also exist. So it's not just the people. There are great people there, but you have formal classes and workshops that exist. Why are they important? And tell us about those.
Because the workshops allow you to get the actual knowledge from subject matter
Mm,
experts, and you have the benefit of being in a class with other people that might be at that same level of your business. So, just like when you were taking college classes or any class, the the information that you pick up from your participants
mm-hmm.
in the workshop as well
I love
as
it.
the instruction is makes for a very strong
So give us an
situation.
example. We're going to come back probably in the second half of the show and talk a little bit more about learnings from the workshops. But give us an example of the type of workshops that exist with SCORE. My favorite is the high level business plan.
Yeah, so there's actually two tracks.
Uh-huh.
There's a track for new businesses that are just going to be owner operated. You're not going to have employees, and so that track pretty much covers everything to get you up and running, get
Mm-hmm.
started, and how to run a business on your own. And then the second track is if you're going to hire employees as well. So that goes in a little bit deeper around how to hire and fire and all of the employment laws
HR
and that
and
sort
yeah.
of thing. Exactly. But the workshops themselves, they cover pretty much every aspect of business from, marketing to setting up your business plan to, um, you know, how to get your business licenses and so
Mm-hmm.
forth.
And some of the workshops also help you with leadership. So
Mm,
so you choose what workshop appeals to you, but in some cases you're wanting to know, do you really have the temperament
mm.
to be an entrepreneur? And some of the workshops are actually focused on that also.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that relationship and how important it is, what they can
Um,
offer.
well, I think mentors have a lot to offer, right? We all come from various backgrounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for somebody who has had an experience in your particular industry or your particular business, it's pretty likely that you're going to find somebody out of the
Mm,
100. But you may start there, but we're open and we're all
I
there to
love
help.
it.
So it may be that you then run into an issue that is, more general, but you need deep expertise. Maybe you need some help with search engine optimization or
Mm-hmm.
something. Well, we have somebody who's an expert at that. And so you can have a session with that person and then maybe a session with another mentor,
Mm-hmm.
and you're free to use all of the mentors.
I love that different areas. And what I like about SCORE is you use a very specific mentoring methodology called the SLATE methodology. Can we talk about SLATE? Like, what can people expect when you come? I think this is just amazing.
So what SCORE really started to do
Mm-hmm.
in like the last 5 years
Mm-hmm.
is really focus on a process to train the mentors.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't just become in to be a mentor and then magically say you've got it.
Right.
You actually have to go through training, and the training is against this SLATE
Mm-hmm.
methodology, which it's an acronym.
So, what does SLATE stand for, real quick?
So S is for suspending judgment,
Mm-hmm.
the L is for listening,
Mm-hmm.
the A is for basically analyzing the business. And then for T is to go ahead and testing ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And then E is evaluate. So you're suspending judgment and listening all the time. And then you're always doing that circle of what's your analysis? What are you going to test? Did it work? If it doesn't, then that's fine. Just go
Mm-hmm.
back to coming up with another path that's going to
Mm-hmm.
get you to the right goal.
Experience, meaning they're going to lovingly. Let's talk about that. When you say stop and suspend judgment, so you could have an idea. Tell me what you said about was it not YouTube but Facebook?
So the major thing is it is not the volunteer's job to say whether or not your business idea is good, bad, or wrong. Back in the day, if Mark Zuckerberg had come to me with the concept of Facebook, I might have thought he was crazy. How could that possibly ever make money? But shame on me if I would ever try to have talked him out of that.
Right. You suspend judgment. There's no judgment
So
at SCORE.
you're not passing judgment on the idea, but what you are doing is making sure that the person understands cash flow and understands how to set up a business so that they can still pay the rent and understand some of the basics there.
I love that. That was syllables wrong. Hira, and she's told me that numerous times. Kay and I are both mentors at SCORE. We both help entrepreneurs with their businesses, but we're also on a mission to help others achieve their very, very best life. And what I love about Kay is she's written 3 books. And Kay, we have 3 words on the screen right now to describe your personal mission: learn, grow, and transform. How important is that to you, and why is that important?
I think since I'm a business owner, I really feel that learning always, because things are changing all the time. And when I say learn, I mean, I have a frog in my throat.
It's all good. We're live, so we're used to
Okay,
shenanigans. It's all
Anyway,
good.
so after running my business for so many years, I really realized that I could never sit still with what I know.
We'll have to say the things that we're saying.
Right.
Okay, so
Well, when I wrote this very last book, The
Mhm.
Sheer Determination, Swimming Upstream in a Downstream World,
yes,
it's a book about how I started my business. Again, I think I told you already that I
Mhm.
wanted to create a business that was served as a vehicle to do good things for the
yes,
world.
absolutely.
And in being in the cosmetology industry, this is a very, very hard thing to do because employees they come and go very, very fast. So I created this special business that paid people not on commission or chair rental, but they all became employees of my company, and I put in this really wonderful training program.
I love
So
it.
they learn only not to do hair, giving great shampoos, but how to talk to customers and service the customers, and how to become good citizens. And there's so much in this book that I created. It's called Book of Kaizen, things that you do.
I love that.
So, and then the very last one is, of course, me sharing that in order to accomplish some of your goals, it's really important to really think about your habits.
To
Because
take SCORE, basically.
yeah, it's not really
it.
it's not really reaching these big goals, but what is it that you do on a daily
we're showing
basis,
this
right?
Mhm.
What is it that you do on a daily basis that keeps you into action towards some of the things you want to accomplish? And you'd be really surprised if you establish good habits every day, you will naturally reach those goals.
People.
Yeah.
We got 9 minutes left.
Yeah,
and I
9
love
minutes
it.
left.
No,
And
no,
the
no,
score.
don't rush. Don't rush, because
Okay.
we're doing exactly what we
Okay.
were meant to do. The
Okay.
flow happens as it was meant to happen.
Yeah.
We knew we had way too much to cover in one
Right.
show.
So-
we said we were going to cover the nuggets. This one is huge.
Yeah, that one is huge.
Because basically what you're saying is individual tasks, and we talk about this almost on every show.
Yes.
So we're landing this for you people, right? For everyone who's listening or watching. If there's one thing that you want to accomplish, we're basically saying take SCORE, right? Evaluate your progress each day. What are you doing to incrementally move toward that particular goal? Yes?
Yes.
And you have a very simple little spreadsheet that you use. I'm going to go to it next, Mike. Basically, you just said, I'm going to build good habits.
Right.
And you've written down those things, at least a few of
So,
them, and
yeah,
kind of what you're going to do.
I just have a basic bullet journal with nothing in it. And every week I just hand draw these little diagram of Monday through Sunday. And then I identify 6 or 7 things I want to do that week that's going to create a habit.
Also wanted to share with people, we're going to have you for like the first 15 minutes, and then we're going to come back with another wonderful person, friend of mine, Rebecca West. And Rebecca, you're an author of a book that's called Happy Starts from Home.
Happy starts at home.
Starts
That's right.
At home.
And it's so perfect because right now we're focused on how
We're
to
all
live
at
our best
home.
lives from home. Do you want to share your screen? I think you were going to share. Let's share books. Let's share your book real quick, and then we're going to transition back to Bruce's as we go into his 10 steps. So let's share your book cover real quick.
Absolutely. So that's my book, Happy Starts at Home, Change Your Space, Transform Your Life. And, it's never been more topically and timely than right now, because we are all
Exactly.
right here, right now at home together.
I love it. I love it. And Bruce, this conversation is going to be so perfect because we're basically setting people up today for two things. We're basically saying, how can you change your mind? How can you change your thoughts? You call it re-engineering your mind. And then Rebecca, you talk about how do you re-engineer your living space?
Yep.
Together, you guys are talking about how can we really create a space where we can truly thrive during this time. Not survive, not, barely make it. But Bruce, you talk about how your struggle can lead to your purpose.
Absolutely.
Is it allowing yourself to feel whatever feelings you're having, right? We default to joy, right? That's why I'm at my garden. I got growing happening. I got buds coming out. That makes me happy. So let's talk about giving. You use the term grace, giving yourself grace, giving yourself permission. You don't have to be great at everything, but also being intentional. This show is all about being intentional, right?
Yeah.
Being intentional. So how do you balance the concept of being intentional? I'm going to make sure I think, using my thoughts wisely, as Bruce talked about. We're going to create a space that is functional,
Yeah.
is what you're talking about. Happy starts at home.
Yeah.
So how do you balance the concept of being intentional with cutting yourself some slack and
Yeah.
feeling feelings of uncomfortableness as you transition? Happy starts at home, but happy ain't easy. So let's talk about that. Let's be real. Let's break it
Yeah.
down.
Okay. I think it really comes down to, taking the day or taking the week as a whole picture. So in one moment, you might break down. When I was a new entrepreneur, there were moments where I was just terrified, and I would literally physically crawl under my desk because it was like a little little shelter, and I would just like hide. But the key is you got to crawl back out from under the desk too, right? So I gave myself 5 minutes of just like hiding, and then you'd come back out. And so at the end of the day, you need the sum to be that you did something, right? So coming up with a list, and this is what these kinds of programs can be good for. Maybe this can inspire you to think, okay, well, what are the things I can do? I can
Partnership with SCORE last year at our conference. And what I love about it is these are organizations and institutions that are trusted, that are there to help and support us. So do you want to tell us a little bit about SCORE,
yeah,
Seattle, and the three key elements of participating with SCORE, finding a mentor, taking a workshop, and then there's also these online resources that are free?
yeah, it is. If anybody out there listening is an entrepreneur or wants to own their own small business, it is a gold mine of resources. So I have been a mentor with SCORE for just over a year now. And I'm also a workshop presenter. And so with SCORE, and it's national. So I'm with Seattle SCORE, but it's national. They've got free mentoring. You can have free business mentoring with SCORE, low cost workshops. And of course, right now, all of our workshops are online, so you can watch them from wherever you are. And so, like, for example, I teach the one on creating a business plan in 3 hours. So it's meant to be very practical, applicable advice for how you can run your business, and lots of free resources. Obviously, right now, including a lot of resources around what the heck to do with financing, and everything's a mess right now. There are not clear answers on getting financing and help with the CARES Act and the PPP loans and all of these things. But any information we have, any resources we have, it's going to be shared very effectively on the SCORE and SBA websites. So just know that it is out there. We are out there.
And what I love about this is we're SCORE mentors because we want to help people in whatever their goals are for their business.
Yeah.
The SCORE mentors are amazing. I have like a lineup of them coming on this show who are going to come, and just like you. I mean, you happen to be a SCORE mentor as well, but you've written this amazing book and you have this wonderful life. And so there's a ton of people that we're going to be bringing on because we want to really highlight the fact that these are real people, regular people doing great things. And what I'm super excited about is, again, we really are here to help others live their best life.